All right, welcome everyone. Today's February 1st, 2024, and this is the bi-weekly SIG Instrumentation meeting. We have one item on the agenda for today, which is to go over enhancements, since enhancements freeze is coming up in about a week. I guess I'll present. Can everyone see my screen? So it looks like we have two enhancements we're planning on doing this release. We're going to do contextual logging and API server tracing. Let's see, we already merged the KEP the KEP update for API server tracing. Does Patrick still have his PR open for contextual logging? Han, did you end up reviewing that?
No, I think I approved, right?
Okay.
Oh, can you send me the link in chat? Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. I will pin this and take a look.
Okay, but there was, yeah, I just can't figure out which update it was.
Yeah, I'll take a look. Thank you for reminding me.
Otherwise, I think that's it. We don't have any other.
There's one more thing. I did follow up with Phil Rock. There was from the last agenda. There was a question on the usage metrics collector supporting SIG v2. I actually did end up talking to Phil Whitrock finally. Basically, there is some desire to do that, and it's on their roadmap, but it hasn't been super critical for them. But it's in the backlog for them. So they are aware and intend to follow up on this eventually. But I don't have a strong sense of time.
Okay.
We should start planning for enhancements for the next release cycle. Since this one was kind of slow, we should probably plan ahead of time.
Okay.
Because we have a bunch of stuff that we seem to want to promote, and we just need to get a game plan ahead to make sure that the ball gets rolling on those things.
I mean, I think Kubelet will definitely go. Sasha just said he wanted to wait one more release.
Okay. The resource metrics?
Kubelet tracing, sorry.
Kubelet tracing, okay. I think we can also get metrics cardinality to GA and
trying to remember why we decided not to do that. Oh no, this is lead opted in. Oh, but my command didn't work.
Oh, you can just click. If you go to the sidebar, you can do it manually on the labels.
Do I have that power?
Scroll up, scroll all the way up, and then go to the labels. Yeah, and then lead opted in. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah,
So we are
there we
doing
go.
that release.
Okay, then we should probably put that. There we go.
So that's great. So that's 2 GA features and 1 beta feature, which is nice.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
And I think the other two on here, the kubelet resource metrics and the request and limit metric, I think those are both already stable. There's just open PRs to mark them implemented.
Okay.
So I think actually then we'll have whittled down to just a couple open caps. Are there any other topics people wanted to raise or discuss?
Hey, sorry, Ravi, I was asking on that C groups thing. So, sorry, I just joined a little late. What was the final call on it?
Han said that he reached out to Phil, who's one of the maintainers of the project, and
Okay.
they're interested.
It's in their backlog.
It's in their backlog. They're aware of it. They're interested, but they didn't provide a timeline as to when they'd get to it.
Okay, so they are working on it. They do they expect any
They are
contribution from
theoretically
developers?
working on it in the future, yes.
Okay.
I'm sure they would
Some
welcome
time
help.
in the future, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they should work on it right away because 125 is about to age out, and so it's not going to work with basically any of the newer Kubernetes clusters. I don't think it actually works on any of the newer Kubernetes clusters anymore. Actually.
Okay, thank you.
Any other topics people wanted to discuss, or people who are new who wanted to introduce themselves?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Tal, and it's my first meeting, so I'm just like catching up on all the details and yeah, hoping to understand more in the future and get into, details and contribute.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well,
Welcome.
welcome.
Hello, I've never introduced myself. My name is Suyuan. I work with Han. Just here to see if there's anything.
We'll give you some items in the triage next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have so interleaved between our biweekly meetings, we have a triage meeting where we go over issues for SIG Instrumentation, and that's a good time to pick up stuff to look at and get contributions in.
And we are also doing enhancements planning now. So if either contextual logging, API server tracing, or metric cardinality enforcement appeal to you, I think they're linked below, so you can read about them if you want. But feel free to reach out to us if you want to help with anything. I'm sure we can find ways.
I would be interested in metric cardinality enforcement. This is also something that we are looking at adaptive metrics from the.
I can't hear you.
Okay, I was saying that I'll be interested in participating on the metric cardinality enforcement. We are trying to look at adaptive metrics, which kind of list down the metrics that are not actively used from Prometheus as a monitoring tool, and suggests that we can drop those metrics. So yeah, I'd be kind of keen on contributing that.
Did you catch that, Han?
I got parts of it. but it was a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, your microphone is not the best,
Okay.
Or you're very soft spoken, or both.
or you're very soft spoken. I remember hearing you more clearly before, though.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll message offline, but essentially what I'm trying to say is metric cardinality enforcement, is something that we are trying to adopt in our internal company also. But at the same time, what I'm also saying is that there is some work with respect to adaptive metrics in Grafana projects that is in line with the metric cardinality enforcement.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that there is a new Prometheus feature which basically allows you to dynamically size what's registered?
Basically, it is going to point out which metrics are being actively used and which metrics are not. Probably that
Oh,
kind
then
of
you could
gives
use
a
that
feedback.
with metrics cardinality enforcement.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. To reduce the size of your metrics payload.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's actually that's pretty clever. I like that.
Right. Yeah. So what I was saying is probably I can look into. I can start contributing on that.
Yeah,
aspect.
you should append that into the KEP. I think that's a good use case for it that didn't exist before. I mean,
Sure.
mostly the reason why we did this was because people upstream would add unbounded infinite label sets, and we needed a way to be able to turn those metrics off. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, reducing the size of your metrics payload is also a viable use for this. And you can tailor this per cluster, which is nice. So you don't have to affect every single Kubernetes cluster while doing that. So yeah, I could see the use case for that.
Is there development, Han, that's left for metric cardinality enforcement, or are we just moving what we have?
I think
to
we're
GA?
just moving what we have to GA. I don't
Okay.
think there's much in terms of actual technical stuff that we need to do.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, including that use case in the KEP is probably a good documentation. Happy to take a PR.
Cool. Any other topics? Going once? Cool. Then I think we can all have a couple minutes back. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see everyone next week for triage.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.